on now, my G.
What up? I don't even know what episode this is.
This is episode.
We lost one. We lost the episode thanks to me. I forgot. I don't know what happened to it. So this is 8. I think.
7.5.
We'll roll with it.
All right. What we gonna talk about?
2020.
Let me introduce.
Go ahead.
We are the best. I keep on saying that shit. We are the blueprint. We are the blueprint. I am the fro guy, Ant Little, Anthony, and this is my co-host, Joel.
All right.
All right. Well, what we're gonna talk about is 2020.
Yeah.
Have it been a good year so far or a bad year? We got 4 months to go. So, how your 2020 been? And what could you have done better if it been bad?
I wish I had a quarantine do-over. Looking back at quarantine, the time that I had to spend.
From what months to what?
So let me think. We had to leave here the end of March. I think it was like 21st, 22nd of March, and we didn't come back to work till the 1st of June.
No.
That's right. Or was it May? May.
Second week of May.
We started on the 1st, whatever month it was.
No, it wasn't the first.
It was the 1st.
It was about the second week of May. He had a
first.
Bad memory.
No, it was the 1st because they opened up the state the week before, but we waited 1 week, so it was the 1st.
You might be right.
I know, I remember. My memory's impeccable. But anyway, during that time, okay, so this is all new. We never been through a quarantine before.
Right.
So
never
the first
been
week,
through a pandemic, period.
Right, pandemic. So we initially was just gonna be shut down for a week, I think, or 2 weeks.
Something like that.
Something like that. So the first week I was chilling.
Me too.
And then the second week, I think I did a little bit. And then when I saw that it was gonna last a little bit longer, that's when I started
grinding.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! What you do? What you do? What you do? Whoa.
I did some home improvement.
Oh, okay.
I did my kitchen cabinets and I redid a bathroom.
So how long did that take you? Thought you still had another.
It took almost the whole time.
Jesus Christ!
Them cabinets ain't no joke.
Oh, were you procrastinating still?
Mm-mm.
You was doing.
Yep. And I was researching a little bit.
Researching what?
Remember we was making money in the
Oh yeah.
for them first.
Oh yeah, we was making money.
In the stocks and the
how you was making
call
money?
Puts.
Tell everybody how you was making money. What you was making money doing?
It was the grace of God, cause I didn't know what I was doing.
Who was the guy doing that time?
Jesus Christ. Now you put me on the stock options.
Okay, yeah. Let people know about the stock options.
I started with $50 and got up to about $400.
Jesus Christ,
I was doing good.
That's good. Yeah.
And then it was all a dream.
Yeah. Back to work you go. Less time at it. It's hard.
All a dream.
Stocks is a full-time job. But what did you learn about the options and what you think you could have done more better to have a better return?
Well, greed get me every time.
But let me ask you this then. You only started with $50. How could you be greedy?
Once I got that first return.
And how much was that first return?
Probably another 50.
Jesus Christ.
In a matter of 2 days, a day or two.
Yeah, it'd be like that. You can get some money in an hour or two.
And this was just off maybe a couple contracts. It wasn't like I thought this is the way it's gonna be. And it didn't happen like that.
Christ. Yeah. But
so the next time I think I just tried to jump on something, put everything in there, and it ain't paying out like I wanted to.
Yeah, that's part of the stocks. But what do you think you could have done during the quarantine we had the first 2 months? Besides home improvements, what do you
Research
think you had time for? Let me say it like that.
Well, not just me. I think everybody. We all have different interests that we interested in doing. Maybe starting a business, maybe a hobby, whatever. But what prevents you from doing that is not really having the time, or at least thinking you don't have the time really to do it. During this time, we all had time because we weren't working, and some people were maybe well, no, I don't even think they started working from home yet, unless you was already working from home. Some people that I know that weren't working from home, after I guess maybe about 3-4 weeks into it, they set them up to work from home. But as far as for what we do, we not, we can't cut hair from the house, so we was chilling.
Nah.
I could have. I mean,
I think we did have a time.
Oh, we definitely had the time.
I think we didn't. We don't. I think as people, we don't know how to. I guess you can say schedule our time to be more productive.
Right.
You
talking about we had the time before?
During the quarantine, we had the time to do a lot more.
Oh yeah.
I think time management is the biggest problem. I think probably 99% of people have.
So what'd you do during quarantine? What was your schedule?
I worked out. I started a garden, and I was researching stocks and looking at real estate.
Okay.
So I think I executed on 3 out of 4. Only thing I didn't execute on was buying some property as I wanted to.
Right.
But also, everything was learning about workout. It's not, I wasn't learning about how to work out, but overworking out I ended up doing and hurt my shoulder. But starting a garden, learning how to do a garden was a learning experience. Done killed a few fruit and vegetables, and learn how to grow fruit and vegetables. Learning stock options. I've been investing in options, but learning how to do stock options was a real job.
Right.
You being up all night trying to make sure you know what you know, and I was making money, but also was losing money because I don't know if I can say I was overreading, but it seemed like I was 2-3 weeks ahead of the curve when I thought stuff was gonna go up. And also not knowing how to not placing the time out for far enough to make money.
Yeah, expiration date.
Yeah, my expiration date. But it seemed like I was a week or 2 ahead of everything when I had everything predicting everything to go up.
Right.
It seemed like I did it, and then about 2 weeks later it shot up on a few that I lost, but I ended up making a nice change. I feel like I made a nice little good change.
So what would you have done different during the quarantine?
What I would have done differently would be
Looking back now,
what I would have done different was in my garden I would have did not try to do so much organic stuff to help my stuff grow, and map everything out where I want to be planted, like in the sun and whatnot. Making sure my watermelon gets sun, which it never did, so it never grew. Knowing sun patterns, how the sun come up in my backyard, because I have a lot of trees. But other than that, just working out, being more consistent in my workout, doing other things besides lifting weights and push-ups. But other than that, I think I did pretty decent. I wish I would have invested more. Cause it's a lot of stuff I missed out on. Like, while a lot of stuff was cheap, especially Nike. I should have had bought a lot of Nike since that's what I wear a lot, and it was like $50-something. I should have put like 1,000 or so, cause I done made that in options.
Right.
So I should have used my option money on traditional stocks instead of trying to buy more options, which I end up losing, but I end up gaining. You know, like they say, if you lose, you end up gaining more knowledge on the loss than the win. So I look at it that way, and I still make money off of options. And also the greed part, you know, that hurt me too. I got a little greedy.
So what was your like some of your takeaways from the quarantine time? Like, what's some things that you learned?
Managing my time. I managed my time better during the quarantine. Like, I had everything scheduled out. My time I was gonna work out. My time I was gonna go to Home Depot to get more stuff for the garden. The time I was gonna put in on stocks, and the time I was gonna go research, look at properties. Like, I was all over the metro Atlanta basically looking at properties. I just had to execute on buying a property. But other than that, and also with buying real estate, knowing, pinpointing what you want to do and be ready to do it. You got to be ready because it was one property in particular, I think, a triplex I should have gotten, and waiting till the weekend to go look at stuff. You can't wait till no weekend, and people looking like you, so you got to get it while it's there.
Right. You got to be ready to pull the trigger.
Yep.
My biggest one was when they talk about having different streams of income. I was like, damn, they right. I mean, I always knew they right, but when that hit.
You mean I was right?
No. When I say they, I'm not talking about you.
How long I've been telling you that?
This is the first time hearing that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but that's true. That's the one thing I learned. I was like, man, I gotta. And dealing with the stock market and losing, I was like, I got more money than I think I do if I can afford to lose.
Absolutely.
Money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it not really be like a really big deal.
Yeah. But would you say this during the quarantine, you saw the stock market had dropped? Can you say you end up focusing more on the options than the traditional stocks? Because if you look back in hindsight, if you would have put more money in traditional stocks while it was low.
But that was the well, I ain't gonna say that was the greed part, but it kind of it depends on what your tactic is. Yes. Like for me, I wasn't interested in the long term play. I was interested in getting it right now, which options you got the you can make it quicker, whereas stocks is really like a long term play.
Yeah, I was interested in both, but me, when something fresh, new to you, and you like, dang, I done figured something out.
Right.
And I done made this. I went all in, and I ended up forgetting about my long term stocks to buy because I was focused on. If I'm tripling, quadrupling money real fast like this,
right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to bust a head real fast, thinking I'm at the casino. But
right. Flipping your money in a week or two or a month, that's sexy.
Or
putting it away for 30 years, that ain't sexy.
Nah, it was. But you look at some stuff like Nike. Nike went from like 50 something to 115 in what less than 6 months.
Right.
So 6 months of doubling your money. Oh, you could have got some Tesla, could have quadruple or whatever the number is. You look at it that way, you really come up on top that way.
Yeah.
But other than that, all in all, I think for me productively, I was very productive from reading books, listening to audios, audiobook. I think I was pretty productive. We made ourselves really needing to do this podcast after this quarantine pandemic, because we've been talking about it for about 32, 34.
Yeah, I finally got you to come around.
Nah,
So has 2020 been that bad?
for myself in general, no, because I think it's financial planning. I think finances for the black community is the biggest problem. Saving and investing instead of being a consumer all the time. For me, it was cool because I am a saver. You know me, I wear the same clothes for a few years and not worry about having to buy some new clothes because I'm trying to.
I wear the same thing all week. No matter. I call it a uniform and put it on like I'm working every night. It's my uniform for the week. It don't matter to me.
I'm cheap though.
You doing it? Get a hair on
I'm
it.
cheap. I'm frugal, so I can eat tuna fish all week if I need to save a few dollars. But during the pandemic, it didn't hurt me because I am a saver. I always plan and want to have like a 6-month savings. Just in case, because we never know what's gonna happen, man. We think about getting sick or,
Right.
you know, anything, you getting hurt. And we self-employed, so if we really don't work, we don't eat. So I always plan for anything, and at least have at least 6 months of personal income, so I can be able to take care of the household if need to be. For me and the wife, so that it was easy for me for 2020. What about you for this 2020?
It ain't been that bad.
What do you mean that bad?
It ain't. I mean, the reason I want to talk about 2020 is because I see a lot of people posting talking about cancel 2020 and, you know, putting up the memes. This is 2020 and all this other stuff. But to me, it really hadn't been.
Well, let's get to the.
At least not for the people, for myself and the people in my circle. I can say I really don't think is.
What about the emotional drain of 2020? Emotionally, have 2020 affected you? Not financially, emotionally.
No.
From the racist stuff, from the cop killings, watching all that stuff, emotionally, mentally, it hasn't been draining for you.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Not it.
This political season.
If it has affected me, it's been subconsciously, to where I don't know about it. I mean, where I'm not consciously aware that it's affecting me. You know what I mean? Because it's gotten to the point now where if you see one video, you've seen them all. And we've seen a lot this year, but we saw a lot last year too.
So you saying you've been desensitized to
I wouldn't say desensitized, because a lot of it sometimes I try not to even watch. So I don't know.
So why you feel like you can't watch it or don't feel like you could watch?
I just don't want to put that in
your mind, in your
yeah,
spirit.
in my mind, yeah.
Your spirit. Because they do affect.
Right, because it does have an effect.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I definitely don't want to be desensitized to it.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to get to that point where you just look at it like it's like I'm watching the Martin rerun or something.
Right. But we're in the state of Georgia, right?
Right.
So we got the presidential election. You see all these Trump 2020 flags. We see the what you call them flags, Confederate flags all the time.
Right.
Year in and year out. Then you see, you know what it means.
Right.
Then you see the killings. Then you see the Blue Lives Matter.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then here we go with the so-called leader of our country and the governors and what they have said and have not done.
Right.
And backing, they just say what's going on, saying anything positive on what they can do to make it better.
Right.
And these are so-called leaders. So you hearing and seeing this that doesn't bother you? You saying either?
Because it's the same thing to me.
It's the same thing.
It's the
to
same
you?
thing
You
that I've always been experienced.
in your whole life, this
Yeah.
this is the norm.
Yeah, it's
Ain't
the
nothing
norm.
really.
You see it. You're actually physically. I guess I'll say this. What we're seeing now for a lot of people is what they've always felt. You know what I mean? So a lot of people couldn't understand. Like say for instance, a lot of white people couldn't understand how a lot of black people felt, because I can't look at someone and tell someone how they are feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't look at you and comprehend what you're feeling inside,
Right.
what your mental is or what your emotion is. You know what I mean? So now we're seeing what other people were frustrated about, or what other people were feeling emotionally about. You know what I mean? So now some people can understand. You know, like some white people can understand how black people have felt, because now they're seeing it or whatever. But for me, the feeling is still the same.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I really can't say it. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Yeah.
So
If that makes sense, if I put it,
not really, but
if I, I'm just saying, it's like for me, it's not really. I don't think it's any worse than what it's always been. You just seeing it now
right. I agree with you
with
on
the
that.
advancement in technology and everything else. You seeing more of it, but it's always been there.
Right. I get what you're saying now. I understand where you're coming from.
Right.
So with this political season, we got like 2 more months, and the two nominees who you have your real choice to win it at all. Do you like either one? That's my first question. And why would you vote for either one?
I don't like either one, but you only got 2 choices,
All right.
and if you vote, you're gonna have to pick one.
Before you answer it, why would you vote for the person who you thinking about voting for?
For me, it's not about who I'm voting for. For me, it's about who I'm voting against.
But if they basically the same people, but just in different ways, why would you vote at all?
I understand. Okay, let's say with Biden, I understand what he's done in the past or whatever.
It's the same thing.
Right, it's the same thing, but he wasn't president.
It
But
does.
the current president, I know what he's doing. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like if he get another 4 more years, he's just gonna continue to do what he been doing.
And what is he doing that's going to affect, let's say, black people in general?
Well, I don't think neither one of them are gonna affect what black people are doing.
Really?
Neither one of them.
Okay.
I mean, that's gonna be up to us.
So your determining fact on
And what do we want as black people?
Ice Cube do have the what it's called, the
The contract with Black America.
Yeah, black contract
Right.
with Black America.
But has that been put forth though? Has it been presented to either?
I don't know exactly, but I know he going showing black minds who have who know about this.
Do we have the expertise?
Yeah.
He's trying to enlist them to help.
Right.
So, but is this something they're gonna present for the next election,
no,
or is it something they're trying to? Because you only got a few more months.
From what I understand, he's trying to give it to Biden because what is it, 90% or 85% of black people vote Democrat.
Right.
So you want to give it to Biden.
Right.
But for myself, I'm like, with Trump, if we vote, say black people vote for Trump, 50%, 50%. like for me with Trump, he brings out the racists. We know who our enemy is. And with Biden, I think it go back to the same old same. We wouldn't know who our enemy is, and we don't know how to act when it's like a ghost that's attacking us. So my thing is, if we put Trump in or vote for Trump, we get to see our enemy, and as black people, we are more of a reactive people,
right, than proactive.
and then proactive. So would it be good for our people in general to see the racists, or for the other side, which I call Democrats racist also, to be the ones that's hide behind the backgrounds and doing stuff behind the backgrounds that's hindering us, and putting black people, a few black people in positions, but they really don't have any power. They just a face.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just using these few black people, but they can't create nothing or generate nothing. So will you have somebody who would make you react and do something, get off your ass, or would you put somebody in that you just feel comfortable with? And I think as black people, we don't need to feel comfortable anymore. We've been feeling comfortable since I've been living. And I think we probably need to split our vote 50-50, show them we not playing. Our vote need to be stopped taken for granted. And I think the Ice Cube ideal is good, and I think it may be better suited for 4 years from now.
Right. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have it ready in time for.
I think it's good enough. I think you can get a few things done.
Right.
But I still think they take us as a joke, because neither Kamala or Biden came out and said anything about a black agenda, which we have one now, basically. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's something better than
it's
better than what we ever had. Let me just say that.
Well, yeah. I mean, nothing is better than.
Yeah.
I mean, anything is better than nothing.
But at least we got somebody
Right.
to put something out there. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Out of all these years, you had Dr. Clark Anderson. I don't know if he ever put his agenda out there. I guess it was just meant for black people, and black people just do it on their own. But
Right.
I don't know if he presented to any president or whatnot. But we have something on paper that we can say. Out of all the list of, I think it's like 13 things, we should be able to, at least if we're gonna do it for this term, point out 3 or 4 things to say, do you want our 90%? And we even got more people that didn't vote last 4 years. Do you want, we can help get them out in droves if you do X, Y, Z.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think we got to have a firm stand on what we're gonna do. Or we can say we just don't vote. It can't get no worse, as you say, because it's the same old thing. And also I see with Trump in, we spending more money with each other. I've been supporting black businesses, but I see a lot more people supporting black businesses now.
Right.
And if we have to have somebody like Trump in to keep the support going, then I vote for Trump again and again. You know what I mean? If it's gonna uplift us.
Right.
Because we buying more guns than ever. You need to buy your gun, sir. Sir, buy your pistol.
Hey.
All right, we need to buy guns, get your seeds, learn how to plant your own food, and build with each other. And if this is what Trump making us do because his rhetoric, then we gotta do what we gotta do.
Okay.
So what you think?
It is a shift in the black community, and we are starting to share more information
Yeah.
and come together. But I don't know if that's necessarily attributed. I guess part of it is attributed to Trump, but I don't know if it is solely attributed to that.
It's not just Trump. It's what you see. you know, people, it's a game they play. So he playing I guess, basically a racist game with white people against black people. You know, we don't have no really don't have no problems with white people. It's what they do to us that caused the
Right.
reaction, right?
Right.
So we always reacting, right?
Right.
So it's what they do, the things they start up, especially with some Blue Lives Matter. Like, you chose a job. we didn't choose to be black. We are
Right.
what we are. We love ourselves, but they come first. And I think you get to see people true colors.
Right.
You know what I mean? People been hiding what they really are and how they really feel. So if this what he got to do to get back in as a president, to go after these people to vote him in, and they gonna act the fool like this, we need to get ourselves together because we know who they are and how they feel.
Right.
So if I feel like we more reactive than proactive, and this the way it go, we got to do it. And this how we build our own communities. We start buying land and property, spending money with each other. I think this the way to go. Would I vote for Trump just because of that? Yeah. Do I see, like, if Biden do some stuff on that Ice Cube list, I'll vote for Biden.
Mm-hmm.
But do I feel like the Democrats don't take us serious? I feel like we should vote for Trump, as black people don't vote at all.
Mm.
So to me, Democrats got a choice. Either they do something on, I don't want one thing. I want at least 3 to 4 things off the list.
Right.
And next, I guess next episode,
We can talk about the
we'll
contract.
talk about the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and we can pick out a few things what we would like to see on that list. But I think we do have 2 options as black people. My feeling, my opinion. Either we can vote Trump in and keep on reacting to what we see, because we have to feel the pain, and we got to see the pain as black people. From my perspective, because that's how I see. That's what I see that we do. We are reactive. We react to situations. And with Biden, if he can't give us what we want, then don't get our vote either. It's one or the other.
Right. At this point, ain't neither one of them really said
Nothing.
anything.
But you got to look at this too, right? And this, I see what a lot of people
Yeah.
have a problem with Obama. Okay, see, Obama got in, and black people came out in droves, right? He didn't do nothing for the people that voted for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I see, even though Trump ain't do nothing for the people that voted for him either, he at least gave them more hope and a backbone to be who they are.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if it's not
Yeah. With
financial.
the rhetoric, I'll bail you out.
Do anything. They put money together.
Right.
Any cop do something to a black person, kill him or whatever.
Right.
They go on their GoFundMe, and next thing you know, you see a $1 million in 48 hours or something crazy
Right.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's strength in numbers, and numbers is money or people. So if they doing it like that, you know, we didn't get that for our vote. So I'm like, forget a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm independent, or whatever you want to call it. So till I see our people get treated fairly, I don't even want to say treated fairly, because that's not happening. Get what we deserve or earn, because we earned a whole lot. Till we get what's ours, and it should always be 50-50 on our vote. I feel, because I think if a Republican, if Biden win and a Republican go against Biden, and he offer us 8 things to get our vote,
Right.
8 things on the list out the 2013, everybody should go Republican. Our vote is for sale.
Right.
As a collective, not as an individual. We move as a collective group. So that's how I believe it should go. We should just do, I guess, 80-20. Whoever offers us this, we over there, 80% go. Whoever offers that, 80% over there. The other 20% can do what they want to do. If y'all want to be a Democrat or Republican, that's on y'all. But as a collective, 80% or more need to move, whoever giving us what we need to combat them 400 years of being in the situation we in.
Right.
Because black people in general, we so far behind financially, and that is, it's gonna take probably another 400 years to catch up. So, that's how.
Sound like you need to be in politics, son.
Nah, I don't want to do that.
What?
I don't want to do no politics. Nah.
I get you a campaign manager.
Campaign manager.
Yeah.
We'll lose, man.
Huh?
What'll be our slogan?
It don't you get to keep that money if you don't win?
I better. I better. And also, too, I want to say this before we get off. Everything is a business, too, man.
Right.
I always say that. Everything is a business. Who you vote in, you voting in their last name. Now, people don't realize that last name, that kids benefit off of whoever get elected. Like, it may be a Trump may go try to be a president 50 years from now.
Right.
But they're gonna say his great granddaddy Donald Trump was the president, the 50th president. If it's Biden, his great grandkids run, they're gonna say the 51st president. You know what I mean? That last name means something. So black people, know your last name.
Yeah.
Know your last name means something. Your bloodline means something.
So we out?
We out. Adios.